Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackdown Rebound. Before we get on with tonight's show, I just want to say Happy David Arquette Day. If you don't know what I mean, back in 2000, back when WCW was still around, and this was still the WCW Championship, David Arquette goes to WCW and wins this from Eric Bischoff. That's what I mean. And it was 13 years ago today. So 13 years ago, this was a Monday night. Second, Extreme Rules poster has Sheamus on it. I know you guys have already seen it, but to me, what it looks like is these Extreme Rules, or these WWE posters. If you're on the Extreme Rules, or not just the Extreme Rules, just any poster in general for WWE, that I call is the guy who's going to make an impact at that pay-per-view. So since Sheamus is on it, I think Sheamus is going to make an impact in his match against Mark Henry. He's going to do something. Even though he might lose, he's still going to do something. And if you guys don't understand, don't believe what I'm saying, just kind of go back and look at some of the posters, and then go back and look at see who won, and go back and look up some of the pay-per-views of that match. Sheamus is going to somehow make an impact during Extreme Rules. I guarantee you. Randy Orton. Where was Randy Orton before Raw 1000? Well, he was out. He was suspended for having drugs on him. While he was out, he went to go make a movie. You guys might have already seen some stuff for WWE, but those of you who haven't, this is the official trailer for it. Okay, I will be playing the full minute and 3-second trailer because it's all of Randy Orton. It's 12 rounds, number 2. It's called 12 Rounds Reloaded, and the main character is Randy Orton. Last 12 rounds guy was John Cena. The last one sucked, but this is the new one. There's your 12 rounds part 2 movie trailer. Randy Orton, like you saw, is in it. This is not coming out in theaters. Apparently, it wasn't that big of a production to be in theaters. This is going out straight to DVD. So that's your straight to DVD. That's your next WWE Films straight to DVD movie, kind of like they had the Marine 3. Let's get on with the Smackdown Rebound. Now, with today's Smackdown Rebound, you started out with the night with Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio. Okay? Now, before I talk about this match, I want to talk about the Extreme Rules match. Okay? At Extreme Rules, they've already got it set to. They already got set Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger versus Dolph Ziggler. I can't believe I forgot the guy. And what would make this match interesting? What kind of Extreme Rules match do I think this should be? I think this should be a ladder match. They did show ladders in this match, and I'll get into that. Talk about that when we talk about this match. But then again, all 3 guys have won the World Heavyweight Championship by being Mr. Money in the Bank. Swagger won it at WrestleMania 26. Alberto Del Rio won it at a Money in the Bank pay-per-view. He won the WWE title, actually. He didn't really win this one. And you have Dolph Ziggler, who won this the day after WrestleMania 29. Put it as a ladder match, because right now, how this is looking is just another gimmicky pay-per-view that you're not going to do anything with. Because so far, the only kind of extreme match there is the steel cage match between Triple H and Brock Lesnar. Another extreme match you could have is for the John Cena Ryback match. Make it a chairs match, because there was a chair involved on Monday night. But whatever you do, don't have only one match be what the gimmick is all about. That would be terrible. But I will be doing predictions for that still. But like I said, for this match you had Swagger versus Del Rio. This match went back and forth between them. They were both injured. They were both injured. The match starts and Del Rio clotheslines Swagger out of the ring. That's the very first thing that happens. And then you have Del Rio get a kendo stick. And this was a no disqualification match. So no counts, no disqualification. The only way to win the match is by pinfall or submission. Del Rio was, at one point, as they were going back and forth, Del Rio was going for this running attack to the corner, and he was thrown out, and he landed on his bad knee, which, like I said, it's all just a storyline injury. He's not really injured like CM Punk is. If you want to see CM Punk, watch UFC 159, and he's going to be in the front row. Probably with Lita, but he's going to be at UFC 159. If you guys do watch UFC. I should, because my brother-in-law is a big UFC guy. There was a suplex on the ramp at one point by Alberto Del Rio. He suplexed Jack Swagger, and that, I guess it was okay. Del Rio, after he pulled the kendo stick out, the apron kind of stayed up, which I think it was just a thing to... It was kind of planted like that to me. As he's walking back to the ring, he sees the ladder. He pulls out the ladder, hence a quote why I think this should be a ladder match for this title. And they beat each other up with the ladder a couple times, used the kendo stick, out. And those are the only two weapons they actually used. But Jack Swagger got the win, by the way, old Jack Swagger did it, by way of gut-wrench powerbomb. Second match was a Divas match. This is when you should do your Divas matches, that or first. But this match really had nothing to it. Layla beat Oksana, no big deal. The Shield was on the Titantron talking about their win on Raw and how they were going to face, and how Ambrose was going to beat the Undertaker tonight on Smackdown. That was the main event. Let's see here. You had Fandango versus Justin Gabriel. And during the app, they were looking for Justin Gabriel. They couldn't find him. Blah de blah de blah. Well, when they come back from a commercial, this is what you hear, and it had a big roaring ovation. That's my fandangoing for the day. That's like my second time I've done it. Of course, you know Fandango won this match in splendid fashion. I mean, Justin Gabriel had nothing on Fandango. Justin Gabriel is one of those guys who, like I said, is like Santino. He's a waste of space. Keep him on Superstars. Heck, make Superstars the main show and just keep him there. Kind of like the Usos right now. How did Fandango win this? He did that Russian leg sweep thing like Sandow does, and then he goes up to the top rope and does the leg drop. That was how he won that. So Fandango beat Justin Gabriel. No shocker there. Then you had Sheamus versus Big Show. Big Show dominated this match. He was dominating this match until he knocked Sheamus down one time, and Sheamus comes back and does his comeback move. Big Show won this match via knockout after Mark Henry distracted Sheamus when Sheamus was on the top rope. What he did was he comes out, flips the steps, and Big Show, bam, and I mean he just nailed him right in the jaw. It was a great punch, but that one punch knocked out Sheamus. You had William Regal versus Wade Barrett. This was basically a squash match, and Wade Barrett won this by bullhammer. They showed a video package of Triple H and Paul Heyman, and Triple H accepting Brock Lesnar's challenge on Raw, and him pedigreeing Paul Heyman. Orton went against Mark Henry. This match didn't last long at all because Sheamus came out and got revenge on him. And before he got his revenge on him, this was a back-and-forth match. It went back and forth, back and forth. It was a DDT from the ropes and all this. How this match ended. It ended in a DQ. Sheamus comes out and bro kicks Mark Henry. That kind of dazes Mark Henry. And that got him disqualified. Well, sorry, Mark Henry actually got knocked down. He gets back up. Randy Orton gets disqualified on behalf of the bro kick. He gets back up and an RKO. That was that match. It was an RKO after the match. So then they had their Raw rebound. Jerk stole my show. And you had the video package of Foley, Cena, and Ryback of what happened on Raw. Then you had a great, fantastic one-on-one match with The Undertaker versus Dean Ambrose. I told you guys on Midweek Wednesday that Undertaker was winning this match via Hell's Gate, and he did. I told you guys what happened when Smackdown went off the air. If you don't know what that is, go back and watch Midweek Wednesday. It was a great show. Undertaker did win this by Hell's Gate, and like I said, this was a great match. The Shield were trying to interfere every single time they could. And after the match, after the Hell's Gate, the Shield swarmed the ring, and Undertaker's pretty much fighting them off. They finally get outside the ring, which that's where you don't want to be with the Shield. But as they're fighting them, they get him near the timekeeper's area of the barricade, and Roman Reigns spears him through the barricade. So the Undertaker was pretty much hurt there. And then you destroy the announce table, you take everything off the announce table, and then you do your triple powerbomb through the announce table. I think this is how they kill the Undertaker's character off. Because he is old. Undertaker cannot do this anymore. If this is how you kill The Undertaker off, he went off with a bang, I guess. He went off by being put through a table by 3 of the next greatest up-and-coming superstars. And I told you guys, even on Midweek Wednesday, I think it was actually Monday on Raw Rewind, on who each of these guys remind me of. Like I said, Roman Reigns reminds me of Edge. I'm not sure yet who Seth Rollins reminds me of. And Dean Ambrose reminds me of the next Randy Orton. And I even told you guys, I think Dean Ambrose is going to be like the next John Cena, though. He's going to be probably, I predict, the next face of the company. Because they're looking for young guys to replace John Cena for when John Cena does retire. Which is probably going to be at age 40. Or, unless John Cena is stupid and does what Undertaker's doing and still wrestles at the age of 49. Thank you guys, and that will do it for this edition of the Smackdown Rebound. I will see you guys definitely for Raw Rewind. But Vlog Weekly maybe push back a little bit later. It might be Monday because I am going to Tennessee tomorrow, and I don't know how long I'm staying. Now, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, and I will definitely see you guys for Raw Rewind. And I am the true YouTube champion. And I'm checking out.